I'm going to show you how I built this DIY sim racing cockpit for under $100. All you will need is some 4x2 coach bolts, some nuts and washers, and some wood screws. More details of the build are in the description below. I started off by measuring and cutting the lengths of wood that were going to be needed for the base of the rig. With the 4 pieces now cut that make up the base of the cockpit, it was now time to start pre-drilling so that they could then be secured together. Next, I focused on getting the seat base constructed, so I cut 2 more lengths of 4x2, marked where I wanted to drill them, and then set about securing them to the base of the cockpit. With the seat base now securely attached, I started to cut the pieces that were going to become the pedal base. I did some testing to find the angle for the uprights for the pedal base that felt best to me and decided upon an angle of 22.5 degrees. I then marked and cut the cross piece that the pedals themselves would attach to. I pre-drilled the pedal uprights with 8mm holes as I was going to be using 8x100mm coach bolts to secure them. With that done, it was now time to mark, pre-drill and secure the cross piece for the pedals that I had cut earlier. I then marked and drilled the mounting holes for my pedals. I had cut an additional cross piece to support the pedals that was going to sit slightly proud of the base of the rig, so I cut angles on the corners just to make it look a bit nicer. At this stage I temporarily mounted my seat, simply using screws with washers on them, so I could start to get a feel for the angle that I was going to want my steering wheel at. With the position decided upon that felt pretty good to me, I then started to cut the uprights that would support the steering wheel base. It was time then once again to start marking out the uprights for pre-drilling so that they could then be mounted to the rig using coach bolts. I marked off the angle at which I wanted to cut the diagonal steering wheel base supports using the already attached uprights. I then put a small screw in the diagonal support that would be taken out later just to keep it in place while I drilled the hole for the coach bolt. With that done, I then had a slight change in the design philosophy and decided that it was a little bit hard to get in and out of the rig with how close the uprights were mounted to the seat base, so I decided to move them back a little bit towards the pedals. This required a bit more cutting, as I then decided to cut the uprights at a matching angle to the diagonal supports. While making sure that the upright was square, I temporarily attached it using some small screws, once again to keep it in place while I was drilling some M8 holes. After securing the steering wheel base, that was pretty much the frame of the cockpit completed, so I then removed the seat and pedals so that I could prepare the rig for painting. I filled any previously made holes using a combination of dowels, glue and filler. As the last part of paint preparation, I then started to cover all the coach bolts in a layer of Vaseline to protect them from getting any paint on them, as I wanted to keep them silver. It was now time to mount my steering wheel and remount my pedals and seat. And that's how I built my DIY sim racing cockpit. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment and subscribe for more sim racing content like this, and I'll see you in the next one.